Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of In Ohio Country Today podcast, part of the In Ohio Country Today TV show and our iHeartMedia Radio Ag Network. I'm Big Dan Wilson, and this week our feature story is from Lima, Ohio. Our Alan Davis introduces us to the Hollingers, Melissa and Micah. They're owners of Resource. It's a great family business that produces mulch, soil, sandstone, and so much more. And they have a great relationship with the ag community here in the Buckeye State. We'll learn more about them and Resource this week in Ohio Country Today. Resource, Ohio's premier supplier of mulch, compost, stone, soil, salt, and more. A family-owned company here to help you improve your curb appeal with premium mulch and decorative stone. They also provide compost for your garden. We make and sell landscape products. Resource is also recycling, taking existing material and transforming it into something to enhance your landscape for commercial or home use. Call us today or check us out on the web at resourcemulch.com. When your day demands versatility, you need a tractor that can keep up. Case IH Utility and the Vestrum Series tractors are built to handle a wide range of jobs around the farm, from loader work to field tasks and everything in between. Right now at Apple Farm Service, take advantage of 0% financing for 60 months or get low-rate special financing. Stop in today or visit applefarmservice.com/Case IH. Alan Davis Insurance Agency, your solutions provider in Wapakoneta, Lima, and Minster. Alan is a business owner and an active farmer. Trust Alan Davis Insurance Agency for auto, home, life, commercial, and total farm protection. For more information, check us out on the web at alandavisinsurance.com. The SureTrack heavy-duty, low-profile dump trailer is engineered for professionals who demand the highest level of strength, versatility, and efficiency. And Rodock Leasing Sales and Service is your place for your next SureTrack dump trailer. Available in multiple configurations, tailored to fit your specific needs, and built for heavy-duty tasks. This trailer delivers top-tier performance, helping you get the job done right every time. Call Rodock Leasing Sales and Service today, your source for SureTrack dump trailers. Learn more at rodock.com.
Welcome back to In Ohio Country Today. We're here in beautiful Bath Township in close to Lima, Ohio. And with me today is Micah Hollinger and his wife, Melissa. They're here. We're here at their business, a Resource. But before we get started with that, Micah, can you give us a background on kind of how you got started and how you landed here?
Sure. Yeah, we were in the roll-off business, and we wanted to start recycling some of our materials. So that's why we bought this facility. It was originally Hartman's wrecking yard at the time, so we bought it and spent about a year cleaning it up and got into starting to make mulch and compost. So. And then as we were buying materials and reselling them, and then as we started buying and I started seeing some of the cool equipment it took to make it, I was like, I think I'd rather make it instead of buy it off somebody else. So then we started buying equipment and growing slowly from there.
Well, you know, it's always a great to see a family business. And Melissa, you do a lot here, right? And tell us a little bit about your role and how you kind of ended up here and what you were doing when you started in 2008.
Well, to start with, I would just answer the phones and kind of did a little bit of all the roles, load customers and drive the big loaders. It went from that to trying to just help with the office and just hire staff. And then as we keep on growing, my roles keep on changing. But it's an adventure and it's a lot of fun.
Well, you know, if it's like our business, it's like, well, you know, when you're the owners of the business, it's like whatever you got to do that day, HR or whatever that might be.
Correct. Yep. So true.
Yeah. So you have a lot of products. You got a lot going on here. Let's talk a little bit about the products that you're making. And when you mentioned you were doing the roll-off business, and you said something that was to me that makes a lot of sense when you got this material in, where it was going and how you started doing this, right?
Yeah. So mostly what we recycle is wood, different forms of wood, but it'd be brush, pallets, dimensional lumber. But as we get that in, we take it from the area for free. Anybody in Bath Township or Lima can bring it to us. And we grind it and recycle it. And some of it goes into mulch, some of it goes into like a finer mulch that would be sold in bulk, and some of it goes into bags that gets sold to box stores and different companies. Scott's Miracle-Gro is probably our biggest customer, but we work with several other smaller customers packaging for them, and then we package our own brand and sell to Menards and Rural King currently. And so that's where most of the wood product goes, but then out of that wood product you create the fines you pull out of there, and that all goes into our compost facility. That's kind of why we do composting, because you have all the dirt and the fines that come out of that mulch that you use for composting. So then that gets mixed with food waste, animal manure, and different byproducts like that, leaves, and then we process that and compost it down to dirt, and then that goes into a form of a soil blend into bags for the same customers. And then we sell a lot of other landscape materials that we just buy and resell, different types of decorative rock, of course straw. We just started splitting our own firewood, put a firewood processor in. We sell firewood now. But the main two products is mulch and compost that we're really focused on, and all the different types of stuff that goes with that. So I mean, we do a lot of eggshell composting. So we take a lot of eggshells every day, and we compost that down and sell that back to farmers for calcium. Sometimes we'll land apply it straight without even composting it, and we take a lot of food waste in from organics and from like Cooper Farms. Organics takes all of Sam's Club and Walmart's products, and it comes here. Right, we're currently getting, I'd say 90% of the state of Ohio is coming to us, and we process that, and then it's 80% water when it comes in, so it takes a lot of fines to mix with it to dry it up. So that's where the mulch comes in. We take all them fines and mix with that food waste. Then once we mix it together, then we put it into windrows and compost it down. It's about a 10-week process it takes from start to finish till it's back to black dirt again. And so it's been a little interesting getting into that, just figuring out our recipes. As we're working on our recipes, and when you don't get it right, it's not just us that knows, unfortunately. And Bath Township, everybody else knew, and we had it screwed up a few times. So that's been interesting. But we've went through that, and we're on the past that now. It's been really going good now, and had good feedback from the community. And most people really been really supportive of the process. If most of this product that we take was all going to landfills prior to us taking it, and so if you're talking 50 ton a day staying out of landfills and coming to us, and it's turning into a product that's very valuable to farmers and gardeners, and I mean anybody that's going to grow anything. It's a lot better alternative than as a natural fertilizer than a man-made product. So.
Yeah, I was looking. Your website has a great explanation of things, and there's a lot of things that are on there that, as you said, keeps it out of the landfills, and that's really what we're trying to be: environmentally friendly and to take care of the environment and keep our landfills empty, right? So, Melissa, we were talking about the product, and you have a project that comes along with that, with every bag of material. You want to just talk about that?
Sure. Yeah, so we help sponsor the A21. It's a type of ministry that stops human trafficking, and the way that we support that is by every bag that we sell, a portion of that goes to stop human trafficking, and it's been an awesome way to see everybody be involved to help something bigger. And we have an awesome staff, and the team that we work with, they all support us with it, and so it's been really neat to watch that grow.
That's there. With a family-run business, you have that option, and you can support other things in the community.
Yes, yeah. We look for any opportunities to help support the local schools, and anywhere we can. We're big fans and help donating.
So, when we're talking about, you made mention about all the cool equipment, and as we were driving around here, I saw a lot of that cool equipment. You want to just kind of talk about that a little bit, and some of the equipment that you got that you don't see every day. Front end loader, you see those around, but there's some other pretty cool equipment you have there. Sure,
yeah, probably I'd say my favorite piece of equipment right now is we put it in last year, but it's electric horizontal grinder. So it's has two 750 horsepower motors that run the mill that are electric. So 750 electric motor is a pretty big motor, and then it has another 250 just to run the hydraulics. So that's what we process everything here on. We got away from diesel fuel last year. It's expensive, and it it's the maintenance cost is a lot higher on it, and electricity is a little bit more environmentally friendly anyway. So we still run 2 diesel grinders off-site, but here on our site we run all electric. That's pretty neat machine. I mean, it takes 2 pieces of equipment to feed it to keep up with it. It'll do about 500 yards an hour of product through, which is typically 5 to 6 semi-loads every hour we can run through there. And that has allowed us to really keep up with the rest of our bagging line equipment and whatnot. We process 2,500 to 3,000 yards of material a day is what we can process and then put in bags and then send out on trucks all in one day. So I mean that equates to 25 semi-loads of product per day we need to haul in, and same thing in theory we have to haul it out. We don't haul it out at the same time, but that's what we're creating. That's pretty neat. The other part of that machine so these machines are all tied together, but that electric grinder feeds into what's called a star screener that has stars where the material, when it falls between the stars, they turn and dump, and that's how we do all our sizing. So we can size 3 different products coming off of that grinder. So the grinder breaks it down to a usable product, and then it goes into the star screen and processes it to 3 different, like a 3-fraction screen, but takes it into 3 different products. And 2 of the products go right to dye machines and get colored for mulch, and then the other product gets reground to make the correct size again. So that whole system together is pretty cool running. We used to have 3 loaders doing that back there and 3 operators. Now it's a one-man job. One person can grind, screen, and color, depending on what product we're running. Sometimes it takes 2 because the grinder's so fast. But as far as they're feeding 1 machine instead of 3 machines, which is really neat. I really like making things and seeing things that are efficient. I hate wasting time, and if I like employees, but if I can do it with a machine, I'd rather have a machine do it than employees. So we have 65 employees currently, and that's a pretty. When I started this business, just going back a little bit, when I started this business, I had a foundation business originally, and I had around 10 employees. And I thought if I started this business, my wife and maybe 1 or 2 other people could run this business, and that's all it would take for us to do. I thought, man, that sounds great to have less employees, and somehow we went from 10 to 65 now, so we gained a few. It was not the original intent, but that's part of the growth that we've had, and it's been fun. I got that we have a really good group of leaders now. That the stress level, even with 10 employees, was probably more than what it is now, just because we have such good guys and girls in the right places, and they've been with us for a while, which really makes it so much more fun to come to work when you got people doing their jobs and doing it way better than what I could ever do it, or even my wife could do it, when they're just people's with their skill set, and just it's neat to see them using their gifts for what they are. And it's so hard when you start a business to start letting go of stuff that, like, you in your mind you can do it better than anybody else, but in all reality there's probably 50 people that can do it a lot better than you. And just that mindset and learning to do that and to let go of it. But then once you can finally do that and see them just excelling so much, it's super cool. And that part's getting more and more fun. And we have 5 kids, and our kids are kind of coming to that time too, where they're starting to run equipment. And some of my girls, it's amazing the equipment they can run. And we use haul trucks sometime, and they can back them better than a lot of my truck drivers can, because they articulate in the middle, and they're just tricky, but the girls just figured out how to do it. So, but it's just neat seeing people learn. And we get quite a few students from either Northwestern or Apollo every year come and apply, and some of these kids have never ran any piece of equipment before, and so when they start, and then after a year or 2, they're getting job offers at a bigger union positions at National, or different businesses around. So it's kind of hard to let people go after you teach them for a couple years and see them, but it's also neat to see them move on and do something bigger with their lives too. So I mean, it's kind of a bittersweet sometimes losing a good employee, but it's neat to see him go on. But I had one kid one time from Northwestern. He came and we were working on something, and I said, "Hand me that caulk gun right there." And he looked at me. He said, "I don't know what a caulk gun is." I said, "You got to be kidding me! You don't know what a caulk gun is?" And so it's just neat. And now that guy's a mechanic actually at Tom All. And so it's neat that they go from not knowing anything to learn, and, Northwestern did a good job of teaching them a lot of stuff, but we gave them a lot of hands-on training, over 5 years' time or whatever. So it's pretty exciting for me to see people learn new things. And, I'm not the best at teaching people. I kind of like just throw them in and, see who's going to swim. And, some people are really, really good at that, and some people, they don't swim. And I mean, it's, some people have taken that the wrong way over the years, but it's kind of how growing up on a farm and how I was taught to, Dad didn't give us a lot of instructions. He just said, take that tractor and go do something with it, so that's what we did. Yeah.
Well, I was just standing here. We were talking about that, and as a business owner, and we farm and stuff too, right? It's always gratifying to, I've got one young man that works for me. He did intern work for me, and then the Wapak City Schools has a WIN program, so we get kids in, and they come in for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and just. They're high school, and maybe they decide they really don't want to do that business. They thought they did, but they want to do something else, right? So it's always a good thing for that. So, Melissa, your role with this and talking about going from running the loader to being the HR and all those things what's your take on all the growth and everything that you're seeing here, right?
Yeah. I definitely think that just with our company and stuff, we always say that it's the Lord's company, and we just give God all the credit for how it's grown and stuff, seeking his wisdom first. Being married to Micah, he's a dreamer, and we've been together now married 23 years, so I've watched him have dreams, and whatever he puts his mind to, he really has achieved it. He's just got it's just I find it really interesting and intriguing to watch how he can come up with ideas and then have a plan behind it. And so it's just fun I'm just basically his helpmate, just trying to be supportive for him. And I go in different positions, however I'm needed in that moment pretty much. But it's been an adventure, and I've loved just watching, especially the new stuff that's coming along, like with the decompackaging. When I was watching the machine run yesterday, it's just so neat to see all that waste, take the depackaging, taking the plastic all off of it, saving the food, and then just compacting all the plastic in order to have less at the landfills. And we're trying to be on a mission to just help the generations after us. And so to be part of that is just it's such a neat feeling, and I'm just really blessed to be on the ride with Micah. We've just seen people grow, and it's awesome to have employees come. It's sad when they go, but it's like Micah said, it's really a blessing to see how they can do bigger things with the little things that they've learned through us and with us. So it's a fun ride, and I just enjoy every moment of it. Yeah.
Well, as we're standing here and we're looking around, and I kind of made this joke about your petting zoo that you have around here, but you have a lot of different things, and you have a couple of unique species of some things. You want to talk a little bit about how you have got into all the stuff you've got around here and those kind of things.
Yeah, so I grew up with horses, and so I always liked horses, and we've had horses around for quite a while, and I always enjoyed riding since I was probably 10 or so. But when we were redoing our office, and I was looking on Craigslist, back when people used Craigslist, for a bison head, and I couldn't find one anywhere, but there's a gentleman from Fort Wayne that had an ad on Craigslist that said 3 bison need going by Saturday, and we had some Amish crews working on our barn. And I said, guys, we're going to build some fence. So they switched gears and started building fence on Thursday. And Saturday, I went and picked up 3 bison. That's kind of how we got bison, just because I didn't really want a live one. I just wanted a head. But we got live ones and ate a few of them, and then we got a head. So that's been, and at one time we had about 25 or so, and now we're back down to 7. And it's kind of a novelty thing. We raise enough to eat ourselves, and we don't really sell it anymore like we used to. But yeah, so the bison, they're really unique animals. They're probably not necessarily the smartest animal, but they're definitely one of the toughest animals. I mean, they are tough as nails, and so I I like that about that because they don't. I guess that resounds with myself a little bit. It's like I'm definitely not a very smart guy and don't have a college degree or anything, but my dad taught me, pretty young that if you're willing to work hard, you can do things and achieve a lot more than people that are really smart, just because it just takes a lot of sweat. And so that a bison's that way. They are tough. And so I'm not saying I'm as tough as a bison, but I like to think a little bit of that goes a long way as far as being successful and making things work. It's not having it's never been having the perfect idea or great idea. It's just willing to put the time and the work in and to make it happen. And so that's most of the time it's fun. There's times when you have mulch fires and times where it's not fun to work 24 hours and deal with that, or when you have upset neighbors or employees. There's times in business it's not fun, but you still got to show up and do it. And I think that's what really makes it. It's just like them bison right now. They're trying to get all their winter hair off. And I don't think they necessarily enjoy it, but they know that's part of the process is rubbing and scratching, trying to get it off so it's not so hot. With this year it got hot so much faster. They're having a harder time of it. So, but yeah, we got a few goats and other things around, and we just bought some elk, so we're going to start raising some elk. A friend of mine raises elk, and he's got about 300 of them, and he's won the National Breeders Association for the most. They measure by how much bull elk antler you get. So he's won the non-typical and the typical the last couple years. So I bought some elk off of him. We're going to start a little herd, just kind of as a hobby. They're the same thing. I really like elk or neat animals, and so we're going to have on the corner of Stewart and Bible, we're fencing in. It'll be probably 15, 20 acres fenced in that we're going to raise, have a couple different, plan on having 2 bulls and probably 15 to 20 cows when we're all done for breeding purposes, and just for, I don't know, we'll probably eat them and probably sell antlers and probably sell the bulls off to hunting reserves or something too, kind of as a hobby. So, yeah.
Well, I've had elk, and elk, is very good. It's, I raise a lot of cattle, right? We feed, and of course I'm always partial to beef, but I really do like elk as well, right? Right. It's very good eating. So, when you get one of those, let me know. I'll get back down. So Melissa, when he's talking about his past of riding horses, did you grow up on a farm?
I did not grow up on a farm. I did grow up here in Lima, but Mike and I started to date when we were 16, so he put me on a horse right away, and I loved it. I've always loved animals, so just having the different animals has been like a dream come true. So it's fun, and the kids love being with them, and just that farm life growing up. And our girls, we have 3 girls and 2 younger boys, but our girls aren't afraid to get dirty, get muddy, and it's been good for their upbringing, I think, to work hard for what they have.
So we really didn't talk about necessarily all the products you have. You have a lot of them, and people can really go to your website and find that information. But you don't have to be a contractor or a big box store to buy from you. No,
we have a retail store, and when we started, that's all we were selling to is to homeowners. And so we're definitely that's definitely a passion of ours, is to help homeowners get the right product for their project they're doing, and to figure out how much they need. That's a big question we get. So we have a calculator right on our website. You can enter your dimensions in, and it'll tell you how much product you need, which is pretty handy. So yeah, we like homeowners to come in. Dealing with box stores and bigger companies sometimes gets kind of monotonous, and they don't have much emotion. So it's a little more fun to deal with homeowners.
So with me is Micah and Melissa Hollinger, right? Perfect examples of entrepreneurship, right? Starting from very humble beginnings in 2008, from driving the loader and doing all the work themselves to 65 employees. And really, it's more than just that. It's about giving back to the community and the lifestyle and the family values that we have here at Resource. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
For more information, where can they go?
Probably the best place is just go to our website, resourcemulch.com. And then if you have questions, feel free to call our office. It's 419-222-2702.
And we'll have a link to your website on inohiocountry.com. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more in Ohio Country Today right after this.
Resource, Ohio's premier supplier of mulch, compost, stone, soil, salt, and more. A family-owned company here to help you improve your curb appeal with premium mulch and decorative stone. They also provide compost for your garden. We make and sell landscape products. Resource is also recycling, taking existing material and transforming it into something to enhance your landscape for commercial or home use. Call us today or check us out on the web at resourcemulch.com. From generation to generation, farmers do their best to protect their land, livestock, and farm operations, but they can't do it alone. Salina Insurance Group has partnered with local ag professionals to do just that, offering the peace of mind needed to run a successful operation. Salina's products and coverages come from our first-hand experience and relationships with local agents. For total farm protection, come experience the Salina difference. Learn more at salinainsurance.com. When your day demands versatility, you need a tractor that can keep up. Case IH Utility and the Vestrum Series tractors are built to handle a wide range of jobs around the farm, from loader work to field tasks and everything in between. Right now at Apple Farm Service, take advantage of 0% financing for 60 months or get low-rate special financing. Stop in today or visit applefarmservice.com/Case IH. The SureTrack heavy-duty low-profile dump trailer is engineered for professionals who demand the highest level of strength, versatility, and efficiency. And Rodock Leasing Sales and Service is your place for your next SureTrack dump trailer. Available in multiple configurations, tailored to fit your specific needs, and built for heavy-duty tasks. This trailer delivers top-tier performance, helping you get the job done right every time. Call Rodock Leasing Sales and Service today, your source for SureTrack dump trailers. Learn more at rodock.com. You don't want to miss the 2026 Dye Real Estate Land Company Land Expo, Tuesday, July 28th at the Howard Johnson in Lima, Ohio. It's designed for landowners, farmers, investors, and industry professionals looking to stay ahead in today's evolving agricultural landscape. This year's event brings together industry experts to cover key topics impacting farmland ownership, investment, and long-term planning. It's the Dye Real Estate 2026 Land Expo. Register today by going to dyerealestate.com. That's dyerealestate.com. Your outdoor fun starts here at Dad's Toy Shop. See us today for all of your favorite remote control land, air, and watercraft, and so much more. Dad's Toy Shop in downtown Wapakoneta is your one-stop shop for all of your hobby needs. Hey, that's going to do it for this edition of In Ohio Country Today podcast, part of the In Ohio Country Today TV show and our iHeartRadio Ag Network. I'm Big Dan Wilson. If you want more information, as always, about our TV show, our podcast, our iHeartRadio Ag Network, check us out on the web at inohiocountry.com. That's inohiocountry.com. Have a good day, everybody.